You're listening to the In the Mix podcast with Marvin Joles. Here's your host.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. This one kind of feels blacktop banter-esque, but we're here. It's In the Mix. We are this one's being recorded Q4. We're still striping a little bit. We're still crack filling a little bit. Snow hasn't flown yet where we're at. I'm in Nashville, obviously recording at the office. Wisconsin, I have packed up. Everything's winterized. I got mineral spirits in the line stripers. Like everything's packed up. I ain't touching anything until the snow melts and the ground thaws in the springtime. But what that does mean is that it's conference season. And of course, you're going to see an uptick in what we do with social media on the new content and whatnot. And you know me, I'm constantly like, it's not that I'm like doom scrolling like on social, but I do want to see what everybody's doing. The algorithms pretty much just feed me what they think I'm interested in, which is always asphalt, construction, line striping, crack filling, all that stuff. And I've been getting fed probably at least once a week when I open my For You page on TikTok, a profile from a gentleman named Hurley. And it was pretty easy to tell what he was doing because his name was Hurley the Striper on TikTok. And I seen a video that said Hurley the Striper, but they were crack filling. And I was like, okay, now I want to get into it a little bit. So I want to introduce you all to Hurley Johnson at PM Stripe, Hurley the Striper on TikTok. Man, introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from.
This is very big for me because I don't want to really talk about me right now. But when I first started off, like trying to look into this industry, you were one of the first ones on YouTube that I saw. So I don't know if you probably remember this comment. And I tried going back. You got so many videos on YouTube, and I reached out to you, and I said, "Hey Marvin, man, I would like to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? Like have you as a mentor." It was like, I think it was like when I first started out, like and I know you probably get bombarded with messages and comments and stuff from people all the time. So I could probably understand why you probably didn't respond at the time. But it's crazy, man, how it works in a full circle. Like, here I am today, with you on a podcast.
Yeah.
I reached out to you back in like 2000, I think it was like 2022 when I first started my company.
So not too long ago. That don't make me feel so bad that I didn't get to see on YouTube.
And it's fine. Everything fall into place. I've been like, I'm a firm believer in like, believing something. Believing something will happen when you put your mind to it and it's gonna happen. You gotta both align together because you have so much in common. So for me to be on this podcast is an honor, man.
Hey, man.
For reaching out to me.
Yeah, we're happy to have you, man. I think I'll give you. I don't make excuses ever. I'll give you reasons, but I don't make excuses. YouTube comments are redonkulous. Like it's just if I go through those and read those, I took advice, not directly, but Joe Rogan a while back was like, man, you just post it and forget it. Like, don't even think about it. Yeah. Don't look at the comments. Don't do all this stuff. And early on in my career, I've been doing this a decade or better now on the social media side. I would read every one because I thought it was really important that I made a personal effort to do that. And about halfway through, it just once the video started going viral, man, it would just be hundreds of the most ridiculous stuff. And I was like, all right, I can't read through all these. But where I do find is like in DMs, like if you can DM me through one of the other social media outlets like we did, that's usually when I'm like, okay, I can screen these because most of the time listen, man, I'm going to give you a real side story real quick. I had somebody send us socks like for our work boots, probably like 3 weeks ago, maybe like a month ago. And I was like, man, I feel like I should make a video for these people. They sent us these socks. So I'm gonna make a video. So I made a video, posted like, hey man, check their socks out, whatever. And I get a DM and the DM said, hey, can I buy a pair of those socks? I was like, yeah, go to the website and buy them. Like, no, not that pair, like a pair you wore. And I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I'm probably going to, I tried being nice. I was like, we're going to wear these and use them. He's like, and whoever it was, I don't know, man, he sent me a message follow-up. He was like, Yeah, I want them. I actually want them after you've worn them completely out. Like I want them. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
what in the world? So that just to let you know, the DMs don't always prove to be like a really great filter, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, man, I think DMs are for sure the best way to do it.
Every few years, the construction industry comes together in a big way, and that event is ConExpo ConAg. ConExpo ConAg takes over Las Vegas this March, bringing contractors, manufacturers, and innovators from all around the world together. This is where you see the equipment, technology, and ideas that shape the future of construction. We're excited to be partnering with ConExpo ConAg to be part of that conversation. You can use code Marvin20 to save 20% on your registration. And to learn more, you can head over to conexpoconag.com.
Man, it's been a trip, man. And then to stumble upon your content and be like,
Yeah.
okay, these guys know what they're doing. I seen another video. You guys did obviously in the South, a fire line is like all the time, right? Where you got to
Yes.
have a machine with red almost now.
Yeah.
I learned that from first of all, my guy at ASAP, Landon Estewall,
Uh-huh.
always red stripe, all the time, had a machine with red stripe. And where we're at in Wisconsin, like you don't do that.
Yeah.
But I seen a
Yeah.
video of you all doing a curb and you had the tip angled really good and was going around the edge. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
they're obviously probably better skilled striping now at this point than I am. It'd be great to get you on and just kind of see what you all are doing. So yeah, I appreciate you sticking along and following content and whatnot. Give us a little bit of background because you said you got into this 2022. What was you doing beforehand? Because this isn't a occupation that a lot of people fall into, and it's definitely not one where they're like, "Hey, I'm going to start my own business doing this." Because once
Yeah.
you realize you pretty much flip how normal people live, and you got to be up all night and nap
Yeah.
during the day, it's a
Yeah.
crazy life choice.
It definitely is, man. I had a guy reach out to me. He was like, "Hey, man, turn around before it's too late." I said, "I'm
It's
already in
probably
it
Charles
now."
Baker. That's probably Charles Baker up in
It's
Boston,
a
CRB.
guy DM me and he told
Oh
me that. I
yeah,
was just like, yeah. But a little bit about me. I mean, I had a few jobs. I mean, the last job that I had before I always had like an entrepreneur like spirit, right?
sure.
Always knew what I wanted to do, but I just trying to figure out what I was gonna do. But before this, I played basketball.
Okay,
I played basketball at college level. Could have went overseas. Could have continued to, had a chance to try out for the Vipers. I mean, it's called the Vipers, but it's the Houston Rockets D League team.
okay,
So I came here to where I'm at right now, which is a place called Edinburgh, Texas.
okay.
I came here on a full scholarship. It's a school called UTRGV.
Mm-hmm.
And I came here, I've played here, finished here, and then I met my wife. And
Oh, now we see.
yeah, so my wife ran track and cross country as
Mm-hmm.
well. So we met through athletics.
Sure.
And then from there, I just decided to stay here, try to figure out what I wanted to do, and worked at a few jobs like Enterprise. It was like a rental car company.
Yep.
Learned a lot about running a business. I took a lot.
Customer service.
Yeah, customer service. I always knew what I wanted to do. So like each job that I would work at, I would take something from there.
Okay.
So just like their core values that they live by. I learned a lot from them companies. So
Mm-hmm.
when I
That's good.
stopped working, when I finished working there, I went into like the pharmaceutical industry.
Okay.
So I worked in the pharmaceutical industry for like I think it was like 2 years, and then the pandemic happened.
Okay.
So I learned how to build a territory, and these guys would tell me like, "Hey, this is your business. This is your business." So I became like one of the top guys in the pharmaceutical industry, like in the company that I was in.
Sure.
So, and then after that, after I was like, once we couldn't see any of the doctors because of all the COVID stuff,
Yep.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna just try something different. So I got into hotshot trucking.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I did hot shot for like 2 years after that.
Okay.
And I was just gone so much. I'll be
Yeah.
gone
It's a
three,
big
four
time
weeks.
commitment.
Yeah, 3, 4 weeks at a time. Missing I just had my baby.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife was just home. It's like I need to be home helping her out and stuff with the kids, but at the same time too, I'm making a sacrifice to like better my family.
Yep.
So but
That's always
I
that mark. There's a ceiling right there, man, where like you can work a regular job, but you're going to settle knowing that there won't
yeah.
ever be an upper echelon that you can strive for. But
Hmm.
then when you get to a certain point where you're like, hey, I have to sacrifice some hours, some times, and all these things for the
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
but it'll get us to here, right, and
Exactly.
give us an opportunity to do other things. Is I don't know, it's kind of like a bittersweet moment when that
Yeah, it
happens
is.
because you're like, all right, this is that point where I'm either going to go left or I'm going to go right and figure it out.
Yeah.
And shout out to Chance Singbasa. He's hot shot trucking, plus doing landscaping, plus doing
Yeah.
merch stuff up in Minnesota. And
Yeah.
he's always just committed and made that time sacrifice. The thing I think that I learned from him was if you can bring your family along on the
Yeah.
journey, then all of a sudden you kind of hack that system. You don't have to go left or right. You kind of can forge your way up the middle a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a huge commitment, man. So after
Yeah.
you did hot shot
After
trucking, then what?
after that, I shut it down. The rates was super crazy at the time. Like
What do you mean?
I kind of got in the industry at the wrong time.
Mm,
It was bad. The economy was going down, the rates were super low, gas prices was super high. I don't know if you remember when
yeah.
diesel was like $5 a
Yeah,
gallon,
man.
but
I remember that's what the seal trucks take is diesel, bro. And it
it
hurts you a
was
little bit.
it was horrible. So I had to make a decision. I was like, do I want to keep going through this or I just shut it down and wait for it to kind of get back better? So
Yeah.
I shut it down and then I sat home. I had a little bit of money saved up.
Okay.
I had sat home for probably about 6 months trying to figure out what I was gonna do. And my wife's like, Hurley, you gotta do something.
Isn't that who usually
So
rings in? Somebody to be
yeah,
like, hey, you ain't gonna be
yeah,
able to sit idle for too long. They always
yeah,
know. Yeah.
yeah,
When you're investing in asphalt equipment, trust matters. KM International designs and builds seal coat units, infrared heaters, asphalt hot boxes, and other asphalt maintenance equipment for contractors, municipalities, and professionals across the industry. We run KM seal coat units because they're built tough, they perform in the field, and we trust the people behind the brand. Another big reason we stand behind KM, their equipment is made right here in the USA. Their mission says it best: innovative asphalt maintenance solutions. To learn more, visit kminternational.com, call 810-688-1234, or email sales@kminternational.com.
So I was trying to find the cheapest thing to do, like the startup cost. Start looking up service-based business, the cheapest way to start off. So I started looking into pressure washing.
Okay.
I started looking into pressure washing, and I started buying like all the little stuff from like on Amazon and things like that. And then I came across a video of line striping. It was like it's this guy out of Louisiana, Billy Davison.
Yep.
Billy Davison, and then I started seeing
Chris
Chris
Welsh.
Welch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I started seeing Chris Welch, and then I connected with Chris Welch. I had joined his Discord, and like me and Chris, we started talking and stuff like that. But I never joined his course or anything like that. I'm pretty sure he does. He knows he's very informational, like he's very informative, and he does good, work with what he's doing, and I'm pretty sure he's helping a lot of people. But
Yeah.
I joined up with Chris. Chris showed me how to start my first scraping machine. Like I called him one day, jumped on the phone with him, like, "Hey man, this is how you do it." Blah blah blah. So I started my first machine, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. I knew I had bought this machine, and I just got it there in my garage. And my wife is like, "Hurley, what are you gonna do with that thing?" And I think I had got it from Asphalt Kingdom, and
Okay. Wait, wait,
and
wait,
I was
wait, 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 wait. Was it the Titan 850?
the Titan 3500. I started
Good
off.
job, man.
I
Good
started off.
job, man.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
No, I seen too
Hallelujah.
many bad things about that
Yeah,
850.
good job doing
So
your research, man. That's
yeah,
the best. I still run that 3500 I've had for a decade now. Now
yeah,
Eli's got his own. We
yeah.
got a 4500 too. We don't use it all that often.
I saw
It's a
that.
big machine, man, and you can run two
Yes,
guns and you can put
yeah,
a beating system and stuff on it. But most of the time, it's just me and him. We'll run two 3500s, and we do a lot of work
yeah.
with them,
No,
man.
those 3500s, man, they built me. that was like my foundation. Those things are like workhorses, you know.
Yeah.
But eventually, I'm hoping that Titan could come up with something with like an auto layout or something
Ain't
like
gonna
that.
happen, bro.
You know,
I don't think it's ever
but
gonna happen. I think they're committed. They know their spot. They know their niche. And I think
yeah,
they're just gonna rely on that
yeah,
most of the time. I mean, Graco's so far in front of them in that world. But,
yeah.
honestly, between me and you, I've heard rumblings of like the next jump is like GPS,
Okay,
robotic, like just
yeah,
completely mapped out, put into digital, and the machines run themselves. And you've seen those
yeah,
machines like 10 line and the turf tank and stuff
yes,
like
yes.
that. I just seen another one we did a video with at Dirt World Summit, CIV or CV Robotics, some company like
Uh-huh.
that. And they can do, they don't do the auto lines, but they can
Hmm.
do the auto layout for you. You literally
Hmm.
just put this robot or two or however many you want on the
Yeah,
lot, push play, and if it's got the blueprint in it, it'll go mark
yeah.
everything out like auto layout. So then you just run
Nice.
behind it with if you have a
Yeah,
Titan like I
machine.
would, you just
Yeah,
would run it. So
yeah.
it's pretty cool. But that's the next step. But yeah, I mean, them Titans, you can build a business on those
No,
things.
100%, man. The one that I first started off with, I had bought two of them, and
Mhm.
then a buddy of mine is like, "Hey, man, would you sell me the other one?" I was like, I had already bought the Graco machines and stuff like that, so I was like, you know what? I'll sell it to you because he's a big Titan guy.
Mhm.
So I sold it to him, and it's been helping him be more efficient, you know. So,
Yeah,
but the one that I initially started off with, man, I'll never forget get rid of that machine
you
because
still
it's
got
more
it.
like yeah, I still
Yeah,
have it, man.
cool.
It's more of a sentimental value to me, and
Yeah,
I would not sell it, man. It's like a
yeah,
trophy, you know. So
yeah.
I started off with that machine, and I won't get rid of it.
No, at Wiscoat we got like some of the very first brooms and spray guns and everything hanging on the wall because
Yeah,
I'm like I won't get rid of them. And then my brother, he's got some of my he's got some of my older equipment, and I'm like, yeah, you can use it, but you don't ever get rid of it. Like it's coming
yeah,
back. And even our seal truck now, I'm well aware that it's over 20 years old, but it runs perfect. And I keep telling Eli, I was like, dude, we're
yeah,
never getting rid of this truck. Like if I get to be an old man, we'll just put a truck bed on it and I'm just gonna run it and stuff. But yeah, once you make it, you get a chance to look back. I mean, you're gonna be closing in on 4 years now, right?
hmm,
So I mean, once you get a chance to start looking back and you're like, man, all I got to do is keep doing this and I can make
yeah,
it. You start
yeah,
to get, I don't know, you get an attachment to the equipment. And then
yeah,
me, where this industry took me from where I started, I grew up
hmm,
really poor. I didn't have a lot of influence around. I had people that gave me opportunities, thank God.
yeah,
But when I started Wiscoat and then I realized what Wiscoat was, it was uh, like a lightning rod, like a connector
yeah,
between the asphalt industry and me to change my life.
yeah,
And now,
100%.
like that thing is like a living Wisco itself is like a living, breathing thing, dude.
Yes,
I gotta make sure I'm married to it, right? So I gotta make sure
yes,
it's happy, that I'm
yeah,
feeding it what I need to feed
yeah,
it. That way it gives me back what it gives me back. It provides for my family.
exactly,
I'm like, okay, I got a little bit of a sentimental value to it nowadays.
100%.
So, and it's been in so many videos now. Like, if you say Wisco, people think of me. You say my
Yeah,
name, then people think of Wisco, at
yeah,
least in our industry. So,
yeah,
I still like to have the merch and whatnot and different
yeah,
things. And some people will show up, bro, with like shirts that I forgot we made or
yeah.
hats that I haven't seen in like forever. And I'm like, dang, I
Yeah,
wish I would have kept those. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a pretty unique thing. But tell me about like the early days when you started going. You had that Titan. How did you get locked into some business and get things going? A lot of line stripers start by being hooked up to seal coaters or paving companies or whatnot. How'd you
Yeah.
roll?
Well, I mean, I was going door to door. I mean, I understand. Like I've built businesses before.
Hmm.
Like I have a business like on the side that just makes money.
Hmm.
So I understand how to build,
Hmm.
right? I know how to build a brand.
Yep.
So the first thing I started doing was just going around. I went to my chambers of commerce, got my name.
Epic move. That's epic
Yeah.
move. That's my
That's
first
the
move anywhere I go.
my first ever job was my chambers of commerce. I
Oh,
striped
dang.
my chambers of commerce.
Dang.
So I went
You
there,
knew.
talked. Yeah, I went there, talked to I never met him before,
Yep.
but I talked to him. I didn't try to break the bank on him or anything like that, but I wanted to go and just kind of prove myself that I could do it. I had been running the scraping machine with water and, like when you
Wait,
first
wait, wait.
started
You
out.
striped the Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, scrape the chambers of
Oh,
commerce.
I thought you meant you joined the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, I joined the chambers of commerce and then I also striped it too.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a good move. That's
yeah,
a good move. Did
that
you
was actually my first ever job.
so you almost kind of traded it out? Like,
Yeah, we traded out.
yeah.
It was like
Oh,
a
when you said your first job, I thought you meant like your regular 9 to 5 job. Like you
no,
worked at a
no.
Chamber of Commerce so that you knew it was, but you knew that was your first line striping job was at a
Yes,
Chamber of
that's
Commerce.
the
Very
first
cool.
place I went to. I
Nice.
went to my chambers of commerce,
So you
and
you
then
you did the job, traded out like membership and whatnot.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Okay, cool. That's a smart
yeah.
move.
I still made a little bit of money off of it, but
Yeah, you
yeah,
got to. That's what I did with
yeah,
radio stations early on.
yeah,
I would go and be like, because I am not paying for radio ads, bro. Like,
yeah,
I think it's just about dead, you know.
yeah,
But I will seal coat and line stripe that thing for radio
yeah.
ads, you know, because it's a minimal cost. So
Right.
that's one of my secret moves. Still is like, I'll go to radio stations and be like, yo, we'll freshen this up, put us on
Yeah,
for a year, give us an interview, do whatever you
yeah,
do. But that's a good one with
yeah,
the line. The one thing I'll
yeah.
say, I think I put out Chamber of Commerce videos every year, but
Hmm.
the one thing I will say about Chamber of Commerce, like membership or joining,
Hmm.
is it's like buying that Titan. You didn't buy
Hmm.
the Titan and just sit there and look at it and say, do the work, Titan.
Yeah,
You have to work it. And
yeah.
that's
You
kind
got
of
to
how
work
your
it.
Chamber of Commerce is. Like they'll host the events,
Yeah,
they'll invite all the people, but
yeah,
you have to go and
yeah,
network and use your
yeah,
Chamber of Commerce to make it drum up the work you want to work. But
yeah,
the thing is, anybody that's at a Chamber of Commerce is is a player. Like they're
yeah,
you know they're legitimately probably going to have
yeah,
connections where you can get real work,
yeah,
right? And they're meeting you at the chamber. They already know you're legit.
yeah.
Like, it's a really good hack if you know
Yeah,
what to
if you
use them.
utilize it, yeah.
Yeah,
Most of the time I'm so busy I don't really have time to make it to the events,
yeah,
but
that's good.
I try to pop in every now and then
Hmm.
and show face and
Yeah,
meet people.
yeah,
But yeah,
that's
that
good.
was my first job, but most of it was just kind of like brand building. I focused on just building my brand at first, focused on my Google business profile. I would talk to paving contractors. I would reach out to a bunch of paving contractors, seal coating contractors,
Hmm.
guys that really don't like to do the striping.
Hmm.
So it's very like they look at it as like very tedious and so
Yeah.
I was like, I might have found a little niche. So I would just try to connect with contractors and stuff like that.
How long were you in like the dry spell when you first started?
One of the biggest challenges in concrete work is control. Control over quality, control over timing, and control over cost. Cementech designs and delivers volumetric concrete mixers that are some of the most accurate and technologically advanced in the industry. Their equipment gives contractors real control over schedule, budget, and concrete quality, allowing crews to mix exactly what they need when they need it, without the waste and limitations of traditional barrel mixers. I've been in the same industry circles as Cement Tech for years, and I've interviewed contractors who run their equipment every day. It works, it delivers. If you want to learn more or to find a dealer near you, head to cementtech.com.
Yeah, I jump straight into working. Like for me, I'm the type of person like, and I don't like to wait around and for
Yeah.
stuff to
If there's
happen.
free
Like,
time, you're about to make something happen.
yeah, like I still go back to the basics right now. Like where I get out, if things start to like slow down a little bit,
Sure.
which it hasn't really been slowing down, but I will go back to the basics, like and go out there and pass out flyers,
Yeah. Have
business card,
conversations.
have
Hmm.
conversations, talk to people. Like even if they doing the same thing I'm doing, I still
Hmm.
talk to them. Like we colleagues. Like to be honest, I don't really look at people as like a
A client.
competitor or anything
Hmm.
like that. My biggest competitor is myself. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. I'll try
So
to be better than who I was yesterday.
100%. So
Sometimes I find myself, like you said, like I didn't go to the chamber or whatever. There's been a couple events, and I'll be looking, and I'm like, Marvin, you're lazy. You're being lazy about this, bro. Like you took this day off. Like yesterday, we had Sunday
yeah,
afternoon off, and I
yeah,
sat there for a few hours, and I was like,
yeah,
this don't feel right. You know,
yeah,
you gotta keep moving a little bit.
yeah. No, I work pretty much almost 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Sometimes some days I take off, some days I don't.
It's
But
important. If you start
Yeah.
feeling it,
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
some days I take off. I do a bunch of Chick-fil-A's.
Mhm.
So this is my second year with Chick-fil-A.
Nice. Congrats, man.
Yeah, so yesterday we did some sand blasting last night and a new layout because they're changing like all their drive-throughs.
Mhm.
So
Well, let's not pass over that little moment right there because it's not where I'm at. It's 9:30 in the morning. We started recording at 9. I asked you. I said, "Man, you look fresh. Like, you looking good
yeah,
this morning." I was like, "You must have got some sleep." You're like, "Yeah, I did. I got home at like 4 a.m.
yeah,
I got some sleep." I was like, "All right, cool, cool."
yeah,
I've never, to be honest with you, I've never striped through the night unless I was like hanging out with like Mark Estrada
uh,
or some of the other stripers where they invite me out to like go out and stripe with them at night.
yeah,
I try to stripe early in the morning or late
mhm,
at night, but not like past like 10 p.m.
yeah,
So I have never lived that life. I know there are a lot of line stripers that live that life,
hmm
and it's
hmm
really unique. So I want to kind of ask you, like, you've had, like I said, you're closing on 4 years. Congratulations, by the way.
Appreciate that.
You make it past two, more than likely you're going to be all right. So you've had all this time, you've had all this experience. Now you also do crack sealing. Do you do like seal coating and patching?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do
Okay,
seal coating.
all right, so you got the full gamut. You did it backwards, by the way. Most people seal coat and then they start line striping, and then they say, "Man, seal coat sucks." They get rid of it. I can't. Where I'm at, we have to do everything. A lot of the line striping we do is on our own projects because we're
Yeah.
so far out in Wisconsin. Right here in Nashville, that's a different story. So now that you've had a chance to do it all, and you own the business part of it and whatnot, what do you love most? You think about what you do, like your business, this industry,
Yeah.
the asphalt maintenance side. Some people, it's a different thing. Some people just like staying busy. They like the before and after, that
Yeah.
satisfies them. I actually enjoy the customer experience. Like
hmm
that's probably my favorite part of it. And some people just, to be honest with you, some people love making the content. Like
Yeah.
Eli loves like recording the videos and making the content and stuff, which he ain't now. Now he's wrestling, working on that D1
Yeah,
scholarship.
son, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He's striped a little bit this summer, but he started school at the beginning of August, and he straight went into training for wrestling. So he's working
Yeah.
on a D1 scholarship and
That's awesome,
winning
man.
state and stuff. So he's been taking the background a little bit, but now he's starting to record content when he's in the gym or wrestling or doing
Yes.
whatever. So he has some
Yeah.
training, but he's ready to get back to work. I sent him a couple of videos from Wisconsin when I was striping up there, and you could tell he was like, "Man, I wish I was there," because he gets paid good. He
Yeah.
works hard. I mean, there's good money. There's good opportunities for
Yeah.
everybody in this industry.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's what I love about it. What about you? What do you love most about what you've been doing?
I mean, of course, I mean, just,
It's all right. You can say it.
I mean, the most important thing is just being able to have that time with my family, to be there with
Mhm.
my
Your
kids and stuff
freedom.
too. Yeah, my freedom and, making my own schedule and stuff like that. That's the most important thing, my family.
Yeah.
So I'm really like big on like with my hanging out with my kids and taking them different places, just being able
Yeah.
to do things for them.
Yeah.
Another thing too is just, making sure the customer's happy. Like I get like a thrill of making customers happy.
There's a little
I
satisfaction comes with that.
Yes, I had like, in the little time that I've been in this industry, like, I sit back and think, I look at my customer like portfolio, and it's just like I have a lot of repeat customers,
Yeah.
and I get a thrill out of just,
It's all right to
satisfying
have a
them.
little bit of pride too.
Yeah, no,
When
and I,
I work with some big companies that are like iconic brands where we live and stuff.
mhm,
And I'm like, damn, dude, like we're working with Taco Bell.
yeah,
Like we work with Taco Bell, and my big one up home is Cardinal
yeah,
Glass. And I'm just like, dude, I'm so proud of the work we do there. And then when
yeah,
they ask you to come back,
yeah,
it's like they were telling you, man, you guys did great work without really
yeah,
telling you did great
yes,
work, because they're like,
yes,
these guys take care of their business, and
100%.
it makes you feel proud about what you do. And I think
hmm
that's not a bad thing, to be proud of what
Yeah,
you do and to have pride in
yeah.
what you do.
Yeah, no, I love what I like. I love taking pride and initiative. Like I just going over and beyond. So that's what has helped me, to where I'm at right now today.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see where I would be, in 5 to 10 years from now. Like I'm
What do
excited,
you think? What do you think when you look
Um,
ahead? Like, what do you are you one of
uh,
those guys that this is what I am, okay? And it's not real. My mentors, my business mentors will be
yeah,
like, this is one of your biggest flaws. But I'm a big, big dreamer. Like I
hmm
dream big, and then I
yeah,
don't really develop a plan on how to get there. I'm
yeah,
just like, I'm like, this is what I want to do. And they're like, all right,
yeah,
reverse engineer that. And I'm like, I don't know the steps to get there.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like this guy that just goes forward like this and hits his
yeah,
head and plows his way
yeah,
through. And then
yeah.
one of my really good friends is Cam Roberts. And Cam Roberts, he does the Stripe It Like It's Hot podcast.
I know who he is. Yeah,
Yeah, he would not take a step without knowing what that step was and if it was leading him to where he wanted to go. He'll reverse engineer every single step. And I love when we work together because I'll dream big and whatever, and he'll be like, whoa. And then he'll be like, we'll get off a call, and I think he's not going to message me or nothing. And then he'll start to like send me a message. I was thinking about what you're saying. If you do this next, or we do this next, or we do that next, you could get there. You can make it. So he'll
yeah,
start reverse engineering my dreams and stuff. And
yeah,
um,
yeah.
I get excited about that. And I have a unique experience, right? Because we have a booth at Payvex this year, which is really exciting
I'll be
for
there
us to
in
have.
Louisiana.
As this industry grows, the logistics behind it are getting more complicated, not less. Bulk Source is a software platform built to simplify how producers, haulers, and buyers work together all through one integrated system. From quoting and dispatch to ticketing and payment, Bulk Source takes the moving parts that slow jobs down and brings them into one streamlined workflow. What matters to me is this. I personally know the owner and I've watched him build Bulk Source over the years, specifically for the asphalt, aggregate, and concrete industries, not generic software trying to fit into construction later. If you want to see how it works, you can request a demo at bulksource.com or reach out directly at info@bulksource.com via email.
So the show floor will be open, and one day we're going to be doing a striper meetup at the booth. We're going to give away
Hmm
some striping stuff and give away some cash, which is really good for people because it's going to be Mardi Gras. I know they're going to be spending money on stuff they probably should be spending money on, so we'll help them out a little bit. And then the next day is the seal coater meetup at the booth. So we're going to be doing a
Yeah,
couple things at the booth. I'm
yeah.
going to be on Jacob Buck's panel, and then we're doing a after party as well. So make sure you come to that because
hmm
it's a blast. It's on Wednesday night. So we don't interfere with anything Payvex does. The hosts of Payvex and the people that run that show. I do really good to make sure we're swimming in the same stream, going really good together. And yeah, man, so my experience. What I love most is the off season because I'm in that unique position to be like
Yeah,
who I am in the industry. And man,
yeah,
it feels so good when
yeah,
when I get to meet people who I spoke to over the summer at an event finally, and we're just like, man, like
yeah,
how's it going? Good, good.
yeah,
Like, dude, I'm so hyped you're here. Like I get pumped about
yeah,
that
yeah,
because I know that if they do it well, like you have, it can change their life and it can
hmm
give them the things in life that they aspired to have if they were working a regular job they wouldn't be able to have. Like, I
yeah,
know it's possible. I've seen it happen too many times. So I get excited when people get there because I remember when I first started going to some of those shows, I would get there and I'd be like, I just would dream. I'd be like, whoa, I see an asphalt mill. I see a Lee Boy 1000 with a Legend Screed. I see that Dynapack CC
yeah,
1200. And I was like, I would love to have all this stuff. Now,
yeah,
my path went a different way. I'm probably never going to need or have all that stuff because I'm doing this. But what's funny is we were at World of Asphalt last time and
yeah,
Eli was there. And Eli was like, whoa, I want one of these pavers one day. Dad, how come we don't have my friend Matt Stanley was raised on Blacktop? Shout out to Matt.
yeah,
They had the X broom sweeper there. And he's like, I want one of those sweepers. It's like, I want one
yeah,
just like that. And I was like, dude, you can have it. This industry,
yeah,
whatever you want to have, as much or as little as you want. You just got to
yeah,
work. And thankfully, our industry, like you experienced with Chris Welsh, thankfully in our industry, we're full of people who are willing to help other people achieve
yeah,
that because
yeah,
they were in a spot when it was tough too. So
hmm
like, man, I don't want anybody in my industry to suffer. And we have to do a good job of representing our industry well in a way that makes people who are young want to work in this industry. Like we
yeah,
have to, otherwise we're gonna run out of good workers and good people in this industry. We have, you hear about it quite a bit already, and it's like,
yeah,
man, then we need to be showing them like this is a good industry to be in. So,
Yeah.
people like yourself on
Yeah.
TikTok who's showing, hey man, you can do satisfying work. We work all the time. People can make a good living doing this. People like myself, Daniel Wright at Proline PLM. You follow their TikTok, their Instagram. They
Yeah.
always show like, hey, we're hiring new people. We're looking for new
Yeah.
people. We're hiring
Yeah.
more people. And you see like they're doing huge satisfying parking lots where they're out spraying. They ain't got
Silco.
they're spraying seal coat and then line striping it. And they listen, Daniel's a friend of mine. They got a ditch runner. So I know
Yeah.
they have a spray bar back there. If they wanted to, they could spray
Yeah.
bar those things.
Yeah.
He's got these guys out there with the spray wand still, man, on these huge
Yeah.
parking lots. And JJ or
Yeah.
whoever's out there, I'm like, man, run that ditch runner for these guys. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're faster. We're faster with the spray wand. But
I actually bought a not to cut you off, but
no,
I
you're
actually
good.
I
You're
have
good.
I have a DA 350
Oh, really?
right on
Dang.
squeegee. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
got my
Does
I
it have
land
the
my
spray bar on the back or just the green
I
box?
don't have the one with the spray bar. I just got the squeegees on the
Yeah.
back. But I
Dude, we
haven't
used one before. We used the Sealmaster 300
yeah.
one, and it had the spray bar on the back. Bro, we did a hospital that should have took me like 8 days, and like 2 days with that thing. My dad
Really.
had that in high, was just going, just giving it.
Yeah.
He actually sprayed the curb, and we had to clean it because he just was going wide open like a nutcase, man. But yeah, dude, that's good. I love.
I'm excited to use that thing.
Yeah. Oh, you ain't got to use it yet?
I haven't used it. I landed my first job. It's a government job, and the government shut down.
Mhm.
It's back up now, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Mostly.
yeah, mostly, but I had to wait. I'm still having to wait. I should be ready to go in a couple weeks,
That's
hopefully.
fun. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait. That's gonna be some sweet videos on that thing.
Yeah.
So, what would you say then? What would you say to people who are in a position that you were 4 years ago and they're studying and getting into the industry? What would be a piece of advice you would say to them?
Well, the first thing I would say, man, is just get as much knowledge as you can. Do some research before you get into it, and just whenever you do it, man, just go hard at it, man. Like most
Amen.
people, yeah, whenever you just be a student of the game. Always be a student of the game whenever it comes to being in this industry. Like all those people you were naming, I've seen, they all give knowledge, like, and just take something from one of those guys and just continue to just build and put your foot, just take a step forward every single day. Just keep
Yeah.
going. You never know. Like on the average, it takes 5 years for a business to actually really flourish.
Hmm.
So like if you're willing to go through the process of the ups and downs, because
Sacrifice.
the sacrifice, the long days, the long nights, when you feel like you're tired, like you just like because in this industry, you're gonna have so many thoughts. You're gonna go through so many emotions,
Yeah.
like, and
Your
sometimes you
truck
go,
breaks down, bro. Your truck breaks down one time, you immediately are like, I'm going to work at Sam's Club. I ain't doing
yeah,
this. I'm done. Yeah. On your way to
yeah,
a huge job where you can only get there and do it that day,
yes,
that truck breaks down.
yes,
You're like, this ain't worth it. I'm out. But it's a
yes,
ridiculous thought that we got to
it's
realize. The problem is we've never had that type of stress and anxiety before.
yes,
So it hits
yes,
you and you're like, I can't do it. But man, everybody after 5 years
yes.
has a story like that.
Yeah, so just keep going, man, and like right when you about to give up, man, you might be just about to just hit it. Like,
Yeah.
you about to hit that peak where you land a
Yeah.
big customer and or like just keep going. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Don't
I've never met
quit.
anybody, Hurley, who kept going, like really, really kept going to where like that was it and
Yeah,
didn't make it. Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
I never met anybody who didn't do all the research and didn't make it.
yeah,
Like if you are honestly, truthfully, and I don't know whether or not they're honest or not with themselves on whether they really did absolutely everything they could to
yeah,
make themselves succeed. I can kind of observe. Like I could ask a
yeah,
few questions and then it gets uncomfortable because then they
yeah,
realize they didn't actually do everything they could have done. But if I
yeah,
find somebody who did, most of the time they're running a quote unquote successful asphalt business. So I think that's a
yeah,
really good piece of advice. Like
yeah.
you just got to keep going forward. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, no, for sure. Like, and another thing, I just try to make sure, like, the way I'm structuring my company, I want to be a one-stop shop. So that kind of gives you an advantage,
mhm.
whenever it comes to being in this industry. If you're a guy that's just doing line striping, I mean, you most of the time you're just gonna get subcontracted
Yeah,
out, or But if you're doing if you're providing a product to a customer and like you got everything and you backing it up on what you're saying and you just keep doing it and keep doing it,
Yeah.
eventually you're gonna put yourself in a category where you're just gonna be like
The
people are
brand.
gonna like, hey, that guy right there does everything.
Yeah.
Whatever I need, I'm gonna call him. So I'm getting to that point now where a lot of people are starting to trust me with different things,
Hmm.
throughout their parking lot, and I know it's a process,
Yeah. Well, that
Um,
relationship building, right? I mean,
yes,
you might be striping the lines and then get a conversation, be like, "Do you want me to fill the cracks here?" And they're like, "Oh, you fill cracks?" Like, yeah, man,
yeah,
we do everything. And
yeah,
then when they're in a meeting with like their superiors and they're like, "Hey, we
yeah,
need these spots patched
yeah,
or like that side paved," they'll be like, "Who do I know? I only know I know this guy. I should
yeah,
ask him if they do patching or paving."
yeah,
And then they'll call you, and that's your moment. Early on, I said, "No, we don't do that." But
yeah,
later on, once I met some mentors, and they're like, "Marvin, you don't actually have to do it to be able to provide it."
yeah,
If you're serious about the pavement industry, you need to be at Pavex. Pavex, the pavement experience, is coming to New Orleans this February, bringing together contractors, manufacturers, and leaders from across the industry. This isn't just another trade show, it's about education, connection, and seeing what's next for the pavement industry. We're proud to be partnering with Pavex and be part of the experience. You can register now at pavexshow.com.
We used to have a group called the Blacktop Banner Success Group.
hmm
Um, we kept that group and we've added to it. It used to be a cost to get in. Now we don't, but we meet once a month at least. But we talk in a chat group all the time. We all help each other out all the time. I usually like extend an invite to people
yeah,
to join that group. And before I would be like, hey, you can join for X amount of dollars each month. And it wasn't a good vetting process. For me, I want
yeah,
to control the culture in there. And we're doing a call on Wednesday. And Nick Yoss, who I attended his class at Pavex last year on
hmm
subcontracting. And, for me, not getting subcontracted, but subcontracting, it was full of great advice. So this Wednesday,
yeah,
Nick's going to join us on this call where people who like have that thing where they're like, hey, I do striping and crack filling. I don't do paving, but these people are asking paving and I'm just giving it away.
yeah,
Nick's going to come in and be like, okay, this is how you can still make money and be the one-stop shop and subcontract. And this is how you do it well to protect yourself and make the margin you want to. He helped me out get my first job here in Nashville, and I subcontracted to All Star Seal and Stripe, Matt Massey and them.
yeah, yeah,
And I was happy. Matt was happy. The client was happy.
yeah,
And now they're like, Marvin can do anything. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's a really good piece of advice. I think you just gotta. I'll say this, and I think you might agree. Your attitude is going to determine a lot of your outcome.
yeah,
If you go into it and
100%.
say it's hard, it's hard to get into. It's tough making money, doing whatever. If your attitude is like, man, I see all types of people all over the place making money. I'm going to
Yeah,
go ahead and figure out how to do this because I know there's a way, and I'm excited about doing this.
yeah, yeah,
And
100%.
it changes your
hmm
outcome. It really does.
hmm
So I cut you off. You apologize for cutting me off, but I cut you off earlier. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's it look like?
Man, it's gonna be it's gonna be a great life. Yeah. Like me, I'm a type of person I don't like to say it's gonna be a great year. It's gonna be a great life
Yeah,
because I look future. I look,
yeah. Can I
but
can I ask you a private question? How old is your oldest child?
she's 8.
Okay, so you have a teenager in 5 years, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
already expensive. Yeah,
Oh yeah, if it's a girl for sure.
I
Yeah,
got 2 girls. I have 2 girls.
yeah, I do too. They're expensive, man. The boys I can get by with cheap. Eli makes his own money now, so I ain't even worried. But the
That's
girls, they just ask, and I'm like, yes, 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 and it feels really good to be able to do that for them because I feel like here's the thing when it comes to kids, like for the boys, my role is to teach them how to be the type of man that takes
yeah,
responsibility and earns
yeah,
his own way and how to do
yeah,
it and provide for his family. Now,
yeah.
with the girls, I feel like it's my responsibility to show them how the man that comes into their life should treat them.
Yes,
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? So they get both. And the boys, both sets of boys will be like, this is not fair. And I'm like, no, it is not.
Yeah,
And
no,
it
you
ain't going to
definitely.
change. They get whatever. You all are going to have to work.
Yeah, no, I wish I had. Well, my dad was a carpenter,
Oh, okay.
but my dad was really good at what he did, and I would try to mess around with his tools and, saws and all that stuff. He's just like, man, go, like focus on basketball, and I don't know, maybe he kind of regrets it now because he didn't like when I was a kid, he didn't take out the time to like, hey, this is what you do when
Yeah.
you're a carpenter. I don't know nothing about carpenter work, but I've been messing around, dibbling and dabbling, doing
Listen.
stuff around the house, fix her up and stuff like that. And I'm learning. My dad didn't do that with me. And when I saw your son, like I saw one of your videos, it's like a while back, but he was pushing the Titan 3500.
Yeah.
I was searching Titan 3500 and I see a kid pushing it. I'm
Yeah.
like, and it was
7 years
you.
old, bro. He
Yeah, it
started his
was
first
you.
line
He
at
was
7.
little. He was little, now he's bigger. I've,
Hmm.
seen videos of him. But
See,
it
that's
was
the
like,
thing.
man,
Now
it
he
was
knows how to stripe, Hurley. So
100%.
now I tell him, focus on wrestling. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know this trade, we can go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I feel like I worked and did everything that I did, and I wasn't really able to chase my dream. Thankfully, I kind of fell into what my dream is, and I didn't really know what
Yeah.
it was. But
Yeah.
he has a big dream. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I get your dad's angle of like, I want you to be able to achieve I at least want you to take the opportunity that I've
Yeah.
provided to
Yeah.
achieve something great, right?
Yeah.
But I also had Eli with me early on and was just teaching him attention to detail, how to
Yeah.
stripe, how to seal coat. So he knows the trade. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
now go try to achieve some great stuff.
Yeah.
And if you get a chance to sit down with him and he tells you what his dreams are, at first, if you didn't know him, you'd be like, okay, whatever, kid.
Yeah.
But once you get to know him and you see what his regimen is and how he trains, and he
Yeah.
tells you he wants to do, he'll say, I want to win a gold medal for Team USA and I want to be UFC champion. And
Yeah.
I believe him.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't believe him, I don't invest my money stupidly. And I invest a lot of money in him. And it's not just because because I love him or because I'm just like hoping. Like I believe that he probably could do this.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because of the way I brought him up, but it's a really cool thing. And that's what gets me excited when I was asking you like how your oldest is and whatnot, because they're gonna
Yeah.
start dreaming. And as a
Oh yeah.
father, your father, I'm a father, it's a really good feeling to know that we can help them possibly achieve
Mm-hmm.
some greatness.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing. Now, Eli will tell you that I've already done that. He's like, oh, my dad's already great. He's done these cool things and did all this stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, oh, well, I still got an uphill climb here. There's still things I
Yes.
want to do, place I want to get. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really cool thing. All right, I cut you off again, which I
No,
did.
that's
But I
no,
asked you how old your oldest
that's
one was in that 5 years, and you're like, I'm gonna have a great life. So what do you
uh
see?
Sometimes this industry gives us more than a paycheck. It gives us the chance to give back. Dream On 3 creates custom sports dreams for children living with life altering medical conditions. Moments that give families hope, joy, and memories that last a lifetime. This isn't about attention or headlines. It's about showing up for kids and families during some of the hardest moments of their lives. We believe in the mission of Dream On 3, and we're proud to support and help raise awareness for the work they're doing. To learn more, visit dreamon3.org and follow them on Instagram at dream_on_3.
I mean, of course I'm gonna get into the paving industry. That's the next step, So
Big money.
I watch those guys raised on blacktop all the time, American
Yeah.
pavement.
Yep.
And the owner of that, he's just, man, he has an aura to him. So he just
Hmm.
like I'm always watching the videos, but I definitely want to get into paving. That's my next goal. I'm
Yep.
already looking for like a little Libor 1000. I've
That's
been
the one.
searching.
I
Yeah, I've
love
been
that machine.
searching, something to start off like that to get my feet wet. And that's why I'm going to Pavex just to kind of soak up a lot of knowledge and like I said, it goes back to just being a student of the game,
Hmm.
like as I've been in this industry, I'm starting to notice a lot of things, so I want to kind of invest in myself to grow. Cause like the only way I'm gonna be able to, it's like planting a seed. The only way I'm gonna be able to grow into what I want to be if I'm planting that seed to be able to, because I feel like I'm not gonna grow into that until I do what I need to do
Hmm.
to take that next step.
Hmm.
So my goal is to be into like paving and
Cool.
doing pretty much everything, just like everything, you know.
Yeah. Well, make sure you do what you've been doing. And when you get to Pavex, like I said, we're gonna have a party. I say party, but it's not like we get crazy. Most of the time we hang out, have some drinks, eat some food, talk to each other, and network. And you can develop some really good relationships.
Yeah.
And those relationships are pretty much what have allowed me to achieve what I want to achieve. Because if you
Yeah.
want to get into paving, you shake hands and exchange cards and become friends with the people who have done it. And they're
Absolutely.
like, okay, I'll show you how I did it.
Yeah.
And dude, next thing you know, you're putting a bunch of money towards something and you're like, man, that was a lot of money I put towards this. But
Yeah.
the confidence level you have is like working with the safety net because you're like, dude, they did it and I can
Yeah.
do it if they did it. And if I
Yeah.
run into any trouble, like I'll run into striping trouble and stuff still because I'm not the world's greatest. But when in the moment, I know I can text Cam. I know I can text Charles Baker. Charles Baker will give me some shit, but he'll tell me it at least, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
or Mark. I'll call Mark once in a while and ask for help on this or that. Mark's helped me out with paint selection and stuff a lot of times. And you just humble yourself a little bit, become friends
Yeah.
with the greats. Next thing you know, you're sitting at the table with the greats. You're being invited to
Yeah.
go here, invited to go there, and then pretty soon somebody's going to hit you up on a TikTok comment, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, Hurley, I commented a while back, and you didn't respond to me when I was asking you, hey, how you got into this business?" And you're gonna be like, "Oh, sorry, man, we're so busy that it's hard to keep up with everything, but it's a good thing." So, my guy,
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing. I love following your journey and what you all are doing. I'm really excited for you to be at Pavex. If
Yeah.
people wanted to follow along with everything you have going on, where can they find you all at?
Well, they can find us of course, me on TikTok, Hurley the Striper, at Hurley the Striper. And they can find us at pmstripe.com. That's our website. We're also on Facebook too. The company name is Primark Asphalt Maintenance and Striping Services. It's a little long name, but I did it on purpose.
Yeah, for
Just to kind
SEO
of,
purposes.
yeah,
I
SEO
know.
purposes. So I understand all that stuff, So um, that's where they can find us at, and
I was
just
well. I'm gonna make sure that we put it in the notes and stuff where people can find you. I'll
yeah.
tell you a little inside joke real quick. I always told people that if I started another business, which I have started another asphalt business, I was going to name it the greatest asphalt maintenance company and striping company in the world. LLC. That way, people, when they say, "Who'd you hire?" Man, I hired the greatest asphalt company in the world. You know what I mean? And then they're like, "Oh, really? What's their name?" The greatest asphalt company in the world. You know what I mean? For me, I was like, man, that'd be just genius. And then you put on the shirt, right? It says the greatest asphalt company in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see if that ever happens, but we'll
All
see. But
right.
man, well, I'm really excited to get to hang with you. Thanks so much
Yeah,
for
for
joining
sure.
us today, man, and for everything you put out on social. A lot of people don't realize that just by showing their work, they're helping the future
Yeah.
generation stay interested in our industry and learn some
Yeah.
things and get curious about industry. And I think that's
Hmm.
key if we're all going to survive and keep going. Obviously, it worked for you when you was looking
Yeah.
up what the heck you wanted to do. Cool, man. Well, I really appreciate it, as I said. And we'll see you in New Orleans.
Yeah. No, 100%.
All right,
Yeah.
first one's on me. All right.
All right.
All right, sounds good. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. It was really exciting. And thanks to Hurley as well for joining us. You can find us on social media at In the Mix MJ, and that's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, of course. I think we're on X now. I don't say Twitter anymore. I say X because I'm trying to make
Thanks.
that transition. Yes. And of course, if you look up my name on LinkedIn or Facebook, you can find us there, Marvin Joles. LinkedIn's been going crazy.
Yeah.
TikTok's been going crazy. We got a lot of stuff. So, as always, if you're curious about working or partnering with us, whether you would love for us to consult with you, if you're an asphalt company or you're an asphalt manufacturer or supplier, we would love to do that. And you can find out all information in that regards, where to listen to the podcast, where to find us on social at inthemixmj.com. Hurley, my friend,
Yes, sir.
thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, everybody. As always, asphalt is opportunity. Hurley proved it. Peace.